Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. My name is FPL Meerkat and today I've got my Game Week 37 team selection for you guys. The bench boost is active. I'm going to show you what my current team looks like, but before I get into that we're going to quickly go over how the team did in Game Week 36, and I'm very happy to report that it was a big green arrow this game week, from about 580k as you can see there to 450k. A score of 105 points, and for the first time this season, two first times this season actually. Firstly, every single player returned in the side. Absolutely amazing. That's the first time that's happened this season. Really happy about that. And also, it's the first time I've gotten above 100 points this season. Despite all the double game weeks, this is the first one I've actually managed to do it because of the amount of captaincy fails I've had previously. So yeah, really happy to get over 100 points there. The lowest performer there, Havertz, with 5 points. Very happy about that my worst player still got 5 points. He was my vice captain though, so pretty lucky that I didn't actually go ahead and captain Havertz. Quickly running through the team. Obviously, the captaincy was the worst thing about the game week for me. I went for Palmer. I'm not going to beat myself up too much about it. There were 5 goals in the... I think it was 5-0. There were 5 goals in the West Ham game. Palmer got 1 of them. There were 5 goals in the Man City game. Haaland got 4 of them. Haaland got 2 penalties. Palmer got none. These kind of things just happen in FPL. A 13-point swing there. But yeah, I predicted that Chelsea were going to batter West Ham. They did. It's just unfortunate that Palmer wasn't on the end of many of the goals. But yeah, well done to all of you Haaland captainers. Getting a 13-point swing over us who captained Palmer. But yeah, going for the team, Petrovic with a clean sheet, really nice. Reguilon, along with Son, were 2 players who came off the bench for me. Cher, I did end up starting in my side, but I was fairly certain he wasn't going to play. I liked the game against Burnley, and to be honest, I would have preferred him. But Newcastle ended up conceding anyway, so it was pretty good that Cher didn't play, getting Reguilon's 8 points off the bench. And Bruno Fernandes didn't play, meaning I got Son off the bench. I didn't cheer when Son's goal went in, but then I learned that Fernandes wasn't playing, and obviously I got his points, so I was kind of annoyed that Son didn't get more. But yeah, nice returns for them there. Yeah, Reguilon, an absolute beast. Despite getting a yellow card, he got a clean sheet and all 3 bonus points. Just continues to create chances, continues to get those bonus points. He's been so good in my side. Apart from that red card he got, obviously was it in the double game week? I think it was in the double game week, wasn't it? Apart from that, he's been absolutely amazing in my side. So really good asset this season. Gabriel with a clean sheet, really nice. Petrovic didn't have to do anything in his game against West Ham. I barely made a... I think he made 2 saves, actually. He was close to getting a save point, but yeah, happy with the 6-pointer. And Gvardiol, who got an assist and a bonus point. He was close to getting a clean sheet as well. Would have been a massive haul. He was my transfer in this game week as well. For Rico Lewis, who has not been playing any games and was a terrible transfer for me. Should have gone for Gvardiol from the start and just made up the funds. But yeah, nice to get a +6 just automatically from the transfer there, and I didn't take a hit. Havertz getting an assist was okay. Son getting a goal, pretty good. Gordon also getting assist. Again, just steady returns from most of the team. Isak getting a 7-pointer. Could have been way more if he converted his penalty. Obviously missed a penalty. Could have been on about 16 points if he'd converted that, but instead it's just a 7-pointer. Didn't get any bonus points. Haaland, of course, getting 21 points. I'm still glad I at least have him. He was about 105% ownership at my rank, so he was a small red arrow for me, but not as massive as I thought it would be. And to be honest, everyone else returned, so it was a very good game week for me. Anyway, it would have been perfect if I captained Haaland. To be honest, it would have been I think I'd be inside the top 400k if I captained him. So yeah, massive. But the star of the game week for me was Nicholas Jackson, getting 16 points there, 2 goals and an assist. Was really well involved in the goals for Chelsea against West Ham. I think both chances were pretty much on a plate for him in terms of the goals, but he's got to be there and he's got to get the chances, and that's exactly what he did. So very happy to have him in the team. A really nice score there, and it's lifted my hopes up for what's hopefully going to be the biggest game week of the season for me, which is Bench Boost Game Week 37. This is currently how the team looks. I have one free transfer. Now, I think that free transfer is going to be pretty obvious for me. It's going to be share out, and it's going to be a defender. It's going to be a defender probably from Newcastle, I'd imagine. As you can see there, I have currently got 10 doublers there. If we're assuming that Share is injured and Bruno Fernandes is fit, that's what we're going to assume at the moment, is those two facts. And I've got one transfer, so I can basically dictate how many doublers I'm going to have. I'm thinking about going in with 13 doublers. That's where my head is at the moment, taking a -8 to get 13 doublers. As you can see, there's 7 attacking doublers. Bruno Fernandes, Gordon, Palmer, Son, Isak, Jackson and Haaland. I'm really happy with all of them. I am happy with Fernandes as long as he's fit. He brings so much to that Man United side. I think they will do a lot better if he's in the team. If he's injured, things are going to get a bit difficult. The main man who's not in my team is obviously Phil Foden. He would be he'd be the obvious one to get in. I do really like the look of Madueke, but I've currently got free Chelsea, so I can't get there, and I don't see the point in taking a -8 it might potentially be to remove one of the already good Chelsea assets I've got to get in Madueke. But I really like Madueke as a punt. And Richarlison is the other big one that I'm looking at. So there is potential for me to... The obvious transfers that I'm thinking about making right now is Share to Burn to get a Newcastle defender. Doing Areola to one of Onana or Vicario. Either get a Man United defender, which doesn't sound that great, but Onana I think is going to make loads of saves in those games. So I'm going to hope he gets points there. Maybe a 4 or 5 pointer in both games would be really, really nice. Or Vicario to double up on that Spurs defence for the Burnley game in particular. Hope he gets a clean sheet, and then anything from the Man City game is a bonus. And then, of course, do Havertz to Foden. So that then gives me a triple up on Man City, a triple up on Chelsea, a triple up on Newcastle, and a triple up on Spurs. And then but potentially a triple up on Spurs, or a double up and then a double up on Man United, or, the other way around. So that would be the sensible transfers for me to make. I'm also looking at Richarlison. So I could do Havertz to Richarlison. The Man City game is the early kickoff, so we will get news about the first lineup. If Foden is not starting, I'm very keen to do Richarlison in for Havertz, and then get Ederson in goal as the defender, and then I'll probably still get Burn in as well. There is a route as well for me to go for Kevin De Bruyne from Havertz. I've got 1.7 million in the bank. Which is not enough to go straight to De Bruyne, but doing Share to a Livramento does give me enough money. However, Trippier is back in training, and I think will almost certainly start one of the games, which probably means that Livramento doesn't start both. I think one of Trippier, Hall, and Livramento will start twice. I just don't know which one that's going to be. And I can't go for Kraft, I think his name is, either, because even though he might start twice, it won't give me quite enough money to get in De Bruyne. And that means I can't upgrade Areola either. Obviously, the elephant in the room, I will address the 2 players who aren't doubling that I haven't mentioned. Gabriel, I'm fine keeping on the bench boost. I think that Arsenal will stand a good chance at getting a clean sheet against Man United. And it would be a -4 to get rid of Gabriel. There is no defender who I can definitively say is worth 4 more points to Gabriel at this point in time. So I'm happy to keep him on the bench boost. And Reguilon has been so good for me in this team. He's a big differential going into this double game week. And again, taking a -4 for a defender, there is no other defence that I'm really massively keen on this double game week. I currently have 4 of them covered, assuming I've got a Newcastle defender, which I'm going to be getting in. I will get in a Newcastle defender of some sort. Man United, I don't think have very good chances of keeping a clean sheet in either game, but Onana might get save points. And obviously Brighton is the other doubling team, who I think are by far the worst on paper. They did keep a clean sheet against Aston Villa, though, which does give them good chances, potentially getting a clean sheet. If you're going for the likes of Dunk, I don't think it's a bad shout at all. I just don't think it's worth a -4 for me to go from Reguilon to Dunk or anything like that. So Reguilon and Gabriel, I'm pretty certain are going to be staying in the team. It's just how many hits I want to take, with the other players. Havertz, I think, is definitely going for me. It's a great fixture against Man United, but I think the upside of going for a Foden, De Bruyne, or Richarlison is just massive in the double. Even though Havertz is a good fixture in 38, I just think the upside of getting the two games from one of the other players is far greater. Areola, I think, will be going. West Ham defence just looks shocking at the moment, even though it's a home fixture against Luton. Getting a double game week goalkeeper is always really nice. You've just got 2 games for a clean sheet and 2 games to rack up those save points. So yeah, a goalkeeper will be coming in for me as some sort from Areola. And of course, Cher is injured. Really annoying. I did hold it on to him for one more game week just in case Eddie Howe was lying a bit about what he was saying, but it does look like Cher is not going to play in that Brighton game. He might be back for the bench for the Man United game, but there's just no point for me keeping him for a bench boost. I'm pretty much looking at a 0-pointer for him there, so taking him -4 for a doubling defender will almost certainly work out as long as they don't concede a ton of goals. And there's always the upside of a attacking return or bonus points or anything like that. So yeah, that's currently where the team is at. A Man City player will almost definitely be coming in for me. Another Newcastle player will be coming in. And then it's whether I just want to go for the triple up on Spurs. If I want to get in another Man United player, don't know how likely that is. Maybe a Brighton player. There's a couple single game week players I have considered. Branthwaite is one for absolute. Everton defence has been great. They've got the best fixture possible on paper against Sheffield United. I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Branthwaite does outscore a lot of the doubling defenders. I think that could be a really nice semi-differential for me. The only issue is I would then have 3 defenders who all have a single game week, and it's a double game week. So I just think I'm better off prioritising the doublers instead. There's him. And then someone like Bowen or a Saka or a Salah, I have thought about, but I just don't see any easy way for me to go to those kind of players. Mateta as well as another forward. It has been said that João Pedro is a doubt for the double game week, so I don't really mind doing João Pedro to Mateta if you are in that situation. I've made loads of content on Twitter about the double game week. I've made a post every single week, some kind of big data post every day, so check out the Twitter if you're interested in that kind of stuff, about my thoughts about which sort of players you want to get in. But also pop down some questions in the comments. I always reply to the questions down in the comments if you've got any of your own dilemmas. And captaincy, I better just quickly say, it's on Haaland. I'm about 80% sure of that. Isak, I don't know why Havertz is vice-captain in the picture. Isak would be my second choice. They're the only 2 I'm considering. I'm not considering Palmer as it's 2 away fixtures. Even though they're good on paper, I just don't like the away fixtures for Chelsea. And Forest are still fighting for their lives, and Brighton have been in better form. So I just don't like going for Palmer there. He would be 3rd choice though. 4th choice for me is Son for the captaincy. Burnley at home is a great fixture. He loves scoring a goal against Burnley. I'm pretty sure he scored a hat-trick the last time. Great choice for that game. But again, Man City, I just don't really like the thought of captaining Son when you've got the massively informed assets of Haaland and Isak. So yeah, 80% of me is on Haaland right now, 20% on Isak if I'm feeling differential. But yeah, I don't think I can stand to go against Haaland, who will probably be above 200% effective ownership this game week. So that does put me off a little bit if I'm captaining him and I'm not even rooting for him. That would suck. But at my rank, I think he will be considerably below 200%. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for Haaland. Moving on to the mini league team of the game week, which is of course really heating up. Obviously, this will be the final lead. There's 2 more game weeks left. So next game week will be the final time you'll see the leaderboard before I announce who the winner is. So here was Andrew Horton with second season syndrome. Well, you might have second season syndrome, but definitely not this game week, with 125 points, a game week rank inside the top 10k. The main differential there being Mitchell, amazingly, getting a clean sheet and a goal against Crystal Palace. Didn't even get any bonus points. That's how good Crystal Palace were. He got a goal and a clean sheet and he didn't even get any bonus points. So yeah, an amazing pick there with Mitchell. The same 3 as me with Petrovic, Gabriel and Reguilon doing the business there. But he also had Saka with his 10 points and Salah with his 13. And of course, he captained Haaland as well for that 42-pointer. He even benched Son with 7 points, and only one player would have been better to bench, Mateta, with his 6 points. Oh, sorry, and Gordon. But yeah, he got a Son 7-pointer, and he probably doesn't care in the slightest because of how many points the rest of his team got. A full house of returns as well for Andrew. So a really, really solid score there. In terms of the leaderboard, it hasn't actually changed that much. Andrew does appear there in 16th. He had a lot of top 10s, but he'd never got a medal before. So now he's got a gold. He's straight up to 16th there. But yeah, Marianne is still on top. Jared only 1 place behind. All he needs is a top 10 to draw, or if he gets any kind of medal, he will go ahead. It does seem like those two are the front runners right now. Alan could also snag top spot if he gets in the top 2. Harvey again could go top if he wins a game week as well. It is really heating up at the top. And of course, there's only 2 more game weeks left to go. So yeah, anyone who is inside the top 11, I think it is now, could still win. Anyone inside the top 11 could still win overall. And anyone else yet could still get on the leaderboards if they win one of the game weeks, of course. So yeah, things are really heating up. I'm going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. Please leave a like if you are enjoying the content. I'm really looking forward to the end of the season and the Euro Fantasy content that I'm going to be making. I'm going to do some fun idea like I did for the World Cup Fantasy. That was, oh my goodness, how long ago was that? Was that 2 years ago? Maybe a bit less than 2 years ago, I think it was. I'm going to do some fun idea like I did for that. And yeah, just have a bit of fun with it. It's going to be something like pop your ideas in the comments, actually, because I need ideas for what kind of fun thing I'm going to do. So last time was a differentials only. I could only pick players who had less than 5% ownership. That was my entire team. I've had some great ideas already about only picking players. I can only pick one player with each letter of the alphabet. So I can't have like Mbappe and Modric. I can't have both of those players. I have to only pick one player with the surname beginning with M. And yeah, some fun other ideas like that, maybe flags of a certain color or something like that. You know, any crazy idea you have for a team, I'd love to hear it because I want to do something like that for the Euro Fantasy. But I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next FPL video.